What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Conservative View. Today I want to go over this video from Tucker Carlson, him claiming that the NSA is spying on him. So we're going to go ahead and get in that and we'll come back to it. So here it is.
Yesterday we heard from a whistleblower within the U.S. government who reached out to warn us that the NSA, the National Security Agency, is monitoring our electronic communications and is planning to leak them in an attempt to take this show off the air. Now, that's a shocking claim, and ordinarily we'd be skeptical of it. It's illegal for the NSA to spy on American citizens. It's a crime. It's not a third world country. Things like that should not happen in America. But unfortunately, they do happen, and in this case, they did happen. The whistleblower, who is in a position to know, repeated back to us information about a story that we are working on that could have only come directly from my texts and emails. There's no other possible source for that information, period. The NSA captured that information without our knowledge and did it for political reasons. The Biden administration is spying on us. We have confirmed that. This morning we filed a FOIA request, a Freedom of Information Act request, asking for all information that the NSA and other agencies have gathered about this show. We did it mostly as a formality. We've also contacted the press office at both NSA and the FBI. We don't expect to hear much back. That's the way that usually goes. Only Congress can force transparency on the intelligence agencies, and they should do that immediately. Spying on opposition journalists is incompatible with democracy. If they are doing it to us, and again, they are definitely doing it to us, they are almost certainly doing it to others. This is scary, and we need to stop it right away.
Alrighty, after seeing that, this would not surprise me because, I mean, we've seen this throughout history, recent history, and I definitely think that this is something that could possibly happen. Now, hopefully, and I imagine his sources did their checks and all that and their vetting to make sure that this person is legit, because it wouldn't surprise me if they tried to plant this and set it up just so they could flip it back on him. Because anytime Tucker Carlson posts anything, you just see, like Forbes, I think is the biggest one, that on Facebook, they will just blow up and all that. But anyways, back to the subject. But like he said towards the end, like, this is extremely scary because there's only one mainstream media source that leans to the right, and that's obviously Fox News. So if they take Fox News out, and specifically Tucker, because if you can look at the ratings, that Tucker is by far the most watched news show. Tucker Carlson Tonight is by far the most watched news show on TV. By far none. He wipes out anybody else. I think the only other ones that get more views than him are like people on YouTube. But yeah, could you imagine if we lived in a world where the government is spying on its political opposition and trying to silence them? Now, I don't know what they could leak to try to take them off the air. That seemed kind of interesting, and it's like, well, I mean, what are you guys doing? And I'm not accusing Tucker of anything. I really like Tucker a lot. But it's just interesting. What are they going to try to use against Tucker Carlson to get him taken off the air? Now, I don't think it's a grand conspiracy of the whole NSA. It could just be a few bad apples. I don't want to accuse everyone in a whole. But there's people definitely aware of it and know what's going on. And for everyone that's tried to say that Tucker Carlson, he's over-exaggerating and things like this doesn't happen. I was reading a little bit about that this morning. It does happen because it happened with the FBI. Because remember when the FBI was claimed to be spying on Trump. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and make the accusations or whatnot, or if they were being actual spied on or if it was the investigation of Russia. But, I mean, think about it. There was no proof. It found out that whole Russia thing was completely made up, but then, yep, they still got the warrants and all that. So it's almost like, a little way in, almost like probable cause to get in there and start gathering information. And you could see that those FBI agents were posting things and were sending text messages saying, hey, yeah, we need to stop Trump and all types of stuff. I can't remember exactly what the text messages said off my head, but it's well known, and that's why they got fired. It was a whole big investigation. And I mean, this is all stuff that happened recently within the past few years. Now, I was reading on the Huffington Post with all their wisdom. I forget the writer's name, but he said something like, possibly, Tucker's not being spied on. They just happen to gather his text messages and emails, which goes back to Ed Snowden when he said, hey, everyone is being spied on. But I find it a coincidence that, we specifically got someone's emails that is in opposition to the current presidential administration. So that's all what I got for this video right here. I'm going to wait for a little bit more to come out so we can see more of this evidence. And I'm not saying Tucker Carlson is right. I'm not saying Tucker Carlson is wrong. But what I'm saying is that this is definitely needs to be out there in a bigger story than what it is. Because right now it's only Tucker and then a few news sources that are actually reporting on it. But it definitely, in the next couple of days, I think things are going to get real interesting. So comment down below, do you think that this is factual? Do you think Tucker is being spied on? Do you think it's being blown out of proportion? Make sure you shoot this video a like. Make sure you subscribe so that we can keep this content coming and get it out there because, I mean, like I said, without Fox News and YouTube, our voices as conservatives are going to be silenced. All right, guys, until next time. Peace.